Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into the exciting world of football and social media, where clubs like AC Milan and Liverpool are teaming up with influencers and YouTubers to boost their global reach. Imagine a Chinese rapper performing for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Talk about blending music, football, and social media into one energetic package. This new approach is changing how fans connect with their favorite teams, making sports coverage more lively and diverse than ever before. Next, let's take a trip down memory lane with Sanrio, the creator of Hello Kitty. Their characters like Kuromi and Badtz-Maru aren't just adorable, they've built a cultural legacy that spans generations. From childhood diaries in 1993 to today's global pop culture, Sanrio's influence remains strong. Plus, we're exploring Hong Kong's latest food and travel adventures, from South Africa safaris to new Cuban bars in Hollywood. It's all about celebrating nostalgia and global culture, keeping those childhood memories alive. Finally, Hong Kong's stock market kicked off the week on a high note thanks to a US-EU trade deal that promises to stabilize the global economy. The Hang Seng Index rose by 0.6%, and major Chinese stocks also gained, signaling investor confidence. Meanwhile, HK's CK Hutchison is looking to bring a Chinese investor into its Panama ports deal, amid geopolitical tensions. And for seafood lovers, researchers have identified new shellfish allergens in king crabs, perfect news for allergy sufferers. Please stay tuned as we explore these stories and more in detail. The South China Morning Post vividly illustrates how modern football clubs like AC Milan and Liverpool have evolved beyond traditional media coverage by embracing a diverse range of influencers, YouTubers, and fans to shape their narratives and expand their global reach. AC Milan's strategic partnership with social media stars such as Simba Saviba, a Chinese rapper with nearly 800,000 followers on Weibo, exemplifies this shift. Simba's deep passion for the club led him to incorporate AC Milan into his lyrics, perform a rap for Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and publicly express his unwavering support, even suggesting he would swap his music career for a chance to play for the team. The club's collaboration with Simba and other influencers like Indonesian content creator Atta Halilintar, who boasts 39 million Instagram followers, and Italian YouTuber Enri Lotza, who has 774,000 subscribers, demonstrates a calculated effort to connect with younger, digital native audiences. Liverpool, too, leverages fan channels such as the Redmond TV and the Cop TV, granting them access to post-match press conferences and interviews with players and staff, thereby fostering a more interactive and authentic fan engagement. These partnerships allow clubs to control their stories more dynamically, blending traditional media with new-age digital personalities to forge closer bonds with their diverse and global fan bases, transforming football coverage into a vibrant, multi-layered cultural phenomenon. Meanwhile, the post-mag segment transports readers into a world where nostalgia and cultural evolution intertwine, highlighting the enduring appeal of brands like Sanrio and the allure of South Africa's Karoo wilderness. The author reminisces about a cherished Hello Kitty diary from 1993, symbolizing how Sanrio's characters transcend generations, evolving from mere toys to symbols of aspiration and identity. Sumnama Kandangwa's profile explores the company's ability to adapt its fandom, from collectors with extensive Hello Kitty stashes to Zoomers enamored with Kuromi's punk aesthetic, illustrating the deep emotional connections these characters foster. The feature also delves into the entrepreneurial journey of David Yeo, whose Hong Kong-based Aqua restaurant empire was born from simple home-cooked meals and grew into an international culinary success. Complementing this, Mark Evely's vivid account of a safari in South Africa's semi-arid Karoo offers a captivating blend of travelogue and natural history, emphasizing the resilience of ecosystems and the possibility of rebirth, akin to the reintroduction of wolves in Yellowstone. These stories collectively celebrate human creativity, cultural continuity, and the enduring allure of nature's mysteries, inviting readers to find wonder both in familiar symbols and distant wildernesses. The South China Morning Post vividly captures the optimism ignited by the recent US-EU trade deal, which has sparked a rally in Hong Kong stocks. The agreement, featuring a lower-than-expected tariff rate and substantial EU purchases of American energy and military equipment, has bolstered market confidence, with the Hang Seng Index climbing by 0.6%. On the mainland, indices like CSI 300 and Shanghai Composite also saw modest gains, driven by strong performances from companies such as China Life Insurance and New Oriental Education and Technology. This positive momentum is further supported by the recent US-Japan trade agreement, easing fears of a trade war, and traders eagerly anticipate upcoming negotiations between China and the US, alongside key US Federal Reserve interest rate decisions and corporate earnings reports, all of which are creating a dynamic and hopeful trading environment. The Associated Press details the complex geopolitical dance surrounding CK Hutchison Holdings' port sale at the Panama Canal, highlighting the delicate balance Hong Kong conglomerates must maintain amidst US-China tensions. Hutchison's initial plan to sell port assets to a consortium that includes BlackRock pleased Trump, who accused China of meddling in critical shipping lanes, but it also drew sharp criticism from Beijing. Chinese authorities and media branded the deal as a betrayal of Chinese interests, reflecting the tense diplomatic landscape. As negotiations with the consortium reach a pivotal stage, Hutchison has expressed intentions to invite a major Chinese investor to join the group, aiming to navigate the regulatory hurdles and align with Beijing's expectations of loyalty. This situation exemplifies the broader challenge faced by Hong Kong's business elite in balancing international investments with China's rising influence and national priorities. The Independent provides an insightful narrative about the geopolitical and strategic implications of Hutchison's port sale, illustrating the scrutiny and diplomatic tensions involved. The company's plan to sell its extensive port holdings across 23 countries to a diverse group, including US and European entities, has become a focal point of international attention. While the deal initially garnered approval from Trump, it also provoked Chinese outrage, with state-backed media condemning the move as a betrayal. Hutchison's efforts to involve a Chinese strategic investor reflect the broader struggle of Hong Kong's business community to align economic ambitions with Beijing's expectations of patriotism and loyalty, especially amid strained US-China relations. The story underscores the intricate web of geopolitics, economic interests, and national loyalty that defines Hong Kong's role as a global trade hub in a tense international landscape. South China Morning Post vividly details how Hong Kong researchers have unraveled a complex web of allergens lurking within 6 types of shellfish, including the revered king crab. This discovery, involving 11 allergens, 8 of which are newly identified, paves the way for more precise allergy diagnostics, enabling individuals to enjoy certain crabs without fear. The study highlights that king crabs, often sourced from icy waters of Alaska, Russia, and Japan, are biologically distinct from true crabs, with only king crabs harboring a specific allergen, malate dehydrogenase, that triggers allergic reactions. Personal stories, like Mercy Chow Manching's severe reaction to crab roe in South Korea, underscore the importance of understanding these allergens, especially as the study's findings could lead to tailored testing reagents, reducing false negatives and improving safety for seafood lovers. The South China Morning Post also poignantly explores the mental health crisis in Hong Kong, exemplified by a tragic case where a father with a history of depression murdered his family before taking his own life. It emphasizes that depression affects a significant portion of the population, with 1 in 7 experiencing mental health disorders, and highlights the critical importance of early intervention. The article stresses that depression manifests through persistent sadness, loss of interest, and negative thoughts, which can severely impact daily functioning. It advocates for accessible treatment options, ranging from counseling to medication, and urges friends and family to support loved ones by fostering open conversations and understanding. Resources like hotlines and crisis services are vital lifelines, offering hope and help amid the city's ongoing mental health challenges. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post reports on the rising influence of mainland Chinese hotel brands in Hong Kong's hospitality scene. Once dominated by Western and international operators, the local hotel industry is poised for transformation as Chinese brands like BTG Homans expand their footprint. These mainland operators are increasingly leveraging digital ecosystems, cultural catering, and strategic asset management to appeal to the majority of Hong Kong's tourists from China. The shift is driven by changing tourist preferences, operational efficiencies, and Hong Kong's role as a testing ground for mainland ambitions. While high-end hotels have rebounded strongly, the industry recognizes that factors such as service quality and new attractions are equally crucial for sustained growth, with the entrance of mainland brands promising more diverse options for visitors and a reshaped hospitality landscape. South China Morning Post highlights the evolving approach of Hong Kong's government towards economic development, emphasizing a shift from a hands-off, private sector-led model to a more direct, government-driven strategy. Recently, the government withdrew tenders for two major sites, opting instead to develop them under direct government control, one to establish a microelectronics ecosystem and the other to create a government-operated industrial estate. This marks a significant departure from the post-1997 era when initiatives like InvestHK and the Hong Kong Tourism Board were established to promote private sector growth through collaboration and support, rather than direct government intervention. Historically, Hong Kong's proactive government involvement, exemplified by the creation of InvestHK and the development of major projects like Asia World Expo and Hong Kong Disneyland, fostered collaboration with private businesses, setting a foundation for its economic landscape. Now, with new offices like the Office for Attracting Strategic Enterprises, the city appears to be inching toward a more assertive role, aiming to fill its innovation parks and industrial zones with tenants and investors, much like Singapore's more direct approach. The South China Morning Post also reports on the ambitious aspirations for Hong Kong's innovation and technology sector, with the outgoing CEO of Hong Kong Science Park emphasizing the need for exponential growth to rival Shenzhen. While Hong Kong Science Park currently supports around 700 to 1,000 startups, Shenzhen's ecosystem boasts over 20,000, reflecting a stark disparity in scale and R&D workforce. The city's capacity is nearly maxed out at 95%, underscoring the urgency for expansion through projects like the Hetao Shenzhen Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone and the Santin Technopole. Wong Hak-kung advocates for a strategic push to grow the number of startups and R&D talent, stressing that Hong Kong's strength lies in its basic research and its role as an international hub for talent and investment. Despite significant public funding and incentives, he highlights the need for a cultural shift in private investment, particularly in early-stage startups, encouraging a mindset that embraces high-risk, venture capital-style investments to foster innovation and compete effectively with regional giants like Shenzhen and Singapore. Finally, the historical reflection on Hong Kong's toy manufacturing industry in the 1960s and 70s reveals a city once at the forefront of global toy exports, overtaking Japan by 1972. Photographs from that era depict bustling factory floors that symbolize Hong Kong's manufacturing prowess during its industrial boom. This nostalgic look underscores the city's dynamic economic history, contrasting sharply with its current focus on high-tech industries and innovation. The toy industry's rise and subsequent decline serve as a reminder of Hong Kong's capacity for rapid industrial growth and adaptation, inspiring contemporary efforts to reinvent its economy through technological innovation and strategic development. As the city continues to evolve, its past successes in manufacturing and exportation provide valuable lessons as it strives to establish new pillars of growth in the digital age. South China Morning Post reports that Vanuatu is actively seeking to strengthen its economic and digital infrastructure through closer ties with Hong Kong, aiming to position itself as a vital connector between the global South and Asia. With political stability now in place, Vanuatu is investing in infrastructure, digital transformation, and legislative reforms, including a pioneering virtual asset services providers law to regulate blockchain and stablecoins. Deputy Prime Minister Johnny Kowanapo Rezu emphasized the country's openness to international investment, especially from Hong Kong, and highlighted efforts to build a digital ecosystem that connects the archipelago's 83 islands to essential services like healthcare and banking. He envisions a multi-layered partnership with Hong Kong, including the creation of a Vanuatu-Hong Kong Chamber of Commerce, and is exploring collaborations in fisheries, tourism, infrastructure, and direct flight routes with China, all aimed at fostering a friendly, peaceful relationship rooted in responsible economic growth and community ties. Meanwhile, South China Morning Post paints a somber picture of China's private art museum sector, revealing a wave of closures and financial struggles that threaten the sustainability of the industry. Notable institutions like the Jupiter Museum of Art in Shenzhen and Qingdao's Tag Art Museum have shut down or faced severe cutbacks, reflecting the broader economic slowdown, rising costs, and tightened corporate budgets. The long-standing UCCA Center for Contemporary Art, one of China's most prominent private museums, has faced wage delays and uncertain future plans amid mounting financial pressures, exacerbated by strict rental terms and declining visitor numbers. Lu Hongrong of the Jupiter Museum candidly describes it as a real estate project in disguise, highlighting how many private museums were initially driven by government subsidies and property development incentives. The sector's struggles are compounded by government reluctance to fund contemporary art that does not align with political expectations, forcing curators to rethink their relevance and audience engagement amid ongoing economic and political challenges. Lastly, South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong has appointed former Sri Lankan Test cricketer Kaushal Silva as the new head coach of its national cricket team, following recent poor performances, including a crushing defeat by Malaysia. Silva, aged 39, brings a wealth of international playing and coaching experience from Australia and England, and is expected to focus on building a strong work ethic and nurturing new talent. His appointment comes ahead of the Asia Cup in the UAE, where Hong Kong faces tough competition from teams like Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. Cricket Hong Kong's chairman, Burji Shroff, expressed confidence that Silva's expertise will help improve the team's performance and promote the sport within the community, signaling a strategic effort to revitalize Hong Kong cricket and achieve long-term success on the international stage. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.